What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. The words of the day, keep pushing. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We had some state championships, some national championships, all that fun stuff. Packed episode. So thank you for everybody that's allowing us to come into your homes and have fun, hang out with you. Real quick, here's some shameless plugs. Brace yourself. That's our map of coverage. We want a lot more dots all over that map. So please, youth leagues, keep reaching out. High schools, keep reaching out. We would love to expand and keep growing. Keep the brand going. This is fun. This is fun for me. I'm having a blast. But it's also fun for the kids. So keep expanding, keep pushing, keep growing. August 9th, Clay County Fairgrounds, the Diner Podcast champion. That's right. We have our own belt. Defends his belt, the Hijo de Appalachia, the Hillbilly Luchador, takes on the cleanest man in professional wrestling, David Light. Get your tickets at singletonwrestling.com. Got to promote our champion, right? I mean, it's a sweet belt. If you haven't seen that belt, come out to Singleton. We'll get you a picture with that belt. And now, we do need to thank the people that make this possible. We want to thank Wabash Valley Plumbing, Peak Performance Gym, RJ's Formal Wear, Stitched Embroidery and Apparel, and Everhote Co. Also, thank you to our subscribers who help support the Diner Pod as well. For less than a cup of coffee, you can be a subscriber on Facebook as well. We can't do it without our sponsors and our subscribers. So thank you to everybody. And that's enough of the shameless plugs. We're going to get down to business. We're going to start with some Legion ball. Real quick, there are your Indiana Region 3 champions, the Post 346 Wayne Newton Post. Congratulations. Let's run through some stats. We got 3 Legion Ball clubs under our radar now. We're going to start off with Post 501 out of West Terre Haute. They take on Madison Post 9. Whoo! I'm already tired. Post 9 wins 7-4. Alan Ramirez had a hit and 2 ribbies. Garrett Porter had a hit and a ribby. Peyton Powers, 5 strikeouts on the mound. And then we have a Dynaverse matchup. Post 501 takes on Post 2 from Brazil. 501 wins 6-5. Reese Wilbur had 3 hits, 2 ribbies. Peyton Powers, 3 hits, a ribby and a double. Jace Noblet went 2 and 2. Alan Ramirez, 2 hits and a double. And on the mound, Ramirez with 6 strikeouts. For Post 2, Luke Laswell had 4 hits and a ribby. Will Innan, 2 hits, 3 ribbies, and a homer. Mason Camp had 2 hits and a ribby. I almost said ribeye. I'm getting hungry. And Derek Morrison had 5 strikeouts. And then 501 took on Madison yet again. Madison wins 5-0. Brandon Daly and Peyton Powers had a hit apiece. Jace Noblet, 2 strikeouts on the mound. Then we have Post 2 taking on Post 346, another Dynaverse matchup. 346 wins 15-6. Wyatt Johnson had a hit and 2 ribbies. Will Innan had a hit and an RBI. Trey Dayhoff with a double. Luke Laswell, 5 strikeouts on the mound. For Wayne Newton, Jackson Pierce led the way. 2 hits, 4 RBIs. Isaac Osborne had 2 hits and 3 ribbies. Noah Fields with 2 hits. Dallas Coleman had a double. Ren Harper had a triple. Jackson Pierce and Gage Sullivan, 2 strikeouts each. And then 346 takes on that dastardly Madison Post 9. 346 wins 3-1. Noah Fields had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Jackson Pierce, 2 hits and a ribby. Ty Stoltz, 3 strikeouts on the mound. Then in the championship, Wayne Newton Post 346 takes on Madison Post 9. 346 shuts out Post 9 4-0. Ren Harper, 3 hits and a double. Noah Fields, a hit and 2 RBIs. And Tristan Deal with 4 strikeouts. Now we're going down to the itty-bitty leagues. The 7U. 7U Clay County Knights. Where's my mouse? There it is. They are your runner-up at the USSSA Rec State. Congratulations. They started off against – I about had a typo. You always got to double-check your notes. I don't do that, but almost said something and slipped up. The Knights take on Westfield. Knights win 20-12. Nolan LeMay led the way at 4 hits. Owen Schaefer, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a double and a triple. Branson Sanders, 3 hits and 3 RBIs. Grayson Moss, 3 hits and 2 ribbies and a triple. Brody Weichel, 3 hits, a ribby, a double, and a triple. Krieg Moore had 3 hits, a ribby, and a double. And Jack Moody had 3 hits. Broaden Silvers with 2 doubles. Eli Snyder with 1. That's quite a team. They're 7 years old, and they are already doing great things. Knights then take on Shelby County. The Knights win 15-6. On the batting side of things, Branson Sanders had 3 hits and a double. Nolan LeMay with 3 hits. Owen McKee and Owen Schaefer. Owen. 2 hits, a ribby, and a double. Brody Weichel with 2 hits and a ribby. Grayson Moss had 2 hits and a double. And Jack Moody with a double. Then the Knights take on the Wallen All-Stars. Knights win 18-11. Krieg Moore leads the way. 3 hits, 5 RBIs, a double, and a home run. Schaefer, Moss, and Fox were the 3 hits, a ribby, and a double. Cuffle had 3 hits and a ribby. Branson Sanders went 2, and had a double. Nolan LeMay and Owen McKee, 2 hits, a ribby, and a triple, and Eli Snyder with 2 hits. Then the Knights take on Frankton Eagles. Knights win 13-10. And then I'm blanked, my bad. Blonde moment. Krieg Moore had 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Benny Foxworth had 3 hits, a ribby, and a double. Brody Weichel had 3 hits and a ribby. Broaden Silvers had 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. Wesley Cuffle had 2 hits and a double. And then Branson Sanders, Eli Snyder, Grayson Moss had 2 hits. Then in the championship, the Knights take on the Brownstown Impact. Branson Sanders had 2 hits and 2 doubles. Owen Schaefer had 2 hits and a double. Nolan LeMay with 2 hits. And Eli Snyder a hit and a ribby. Congratulations to that 7U team. Now we move on to 8U. They went to USSSA State Rec. I totally butchered that. USSSA Rec State. That's probably in your life. There's no do-overs. Just like my life. There's no do-overs. You just got to keep rolling. Knights take on Shelby County. Shelby wins 15-8. Jack Scowden, 2 hits, 2 ribbies, and a double. Rogue Nodley with 2 hits and a ribby. Caleb Gaines and Drew Shoemaker had 2 hits. River Compton added a double. Henry Kirby with a home run. Then the Knights take on Wallen Red. Wallen wins 14-6. Maddox Abrams had 3 hits and a ribby. Houston Dyer, 2 hits and 2 RBIs. River Compton had 2 hits, a ribby, and a double. Max Pierce with 2 hits and a ribby, and Jax Cowden with 2 hits. Then the Knights take on the Yabba Dabba Doo Ball Club. I don't know what they're called. They're YBBC. We're going to call them Yabba Dabba Ball Club. Knights win 15-3. Griffin Medeiros had 2 hits, 3 ribbies, and a home run. Maddox Abrams had 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a triple. River Compton with 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. Rogue Nodley, 2 hits, 2 ribbies. Max Pierce and Houston Dyer added a double apiece. Then the Knights take on Wallen Red one more time. Wallen wins 13-4. River Compton, 2 hits, an RBI, and 2 doubles. That's a 2. Hudson Walker with 2 hits, and Maddox Abrams with a hit and a ribby. Now we move on. We have the 6U, and I like to call the 6U kids, and I'm going to do it. The Mighty Knights. Yeah! All right. The American 6U Knights traveled down to Linton for the Freedom Festival. The Knights took on FOP, F-O-P. FOP wins 15-4. Noah Adams had 2 hits, a ribby, and a double. Grayson Lawrence and Clayton Garrison, 2 hits and a ribby. Beckham Cheshire, Lucas Garrison, and Waylon Cooksey with 2 hits. And Teddy Holmes had a hit and a ribby. Then the Knights take on North Putnam. The Cougars win 15-0. Beckham Cheshire, Wes Peters, Noah Adams, Teddy Holmes, Lucas Garrison, Stetson Evans, Jacob Allen, and DJ Kent all recorded a hit in that game. Then the Knights take on TBD. TBD wins 11-1. Noah Adams, 2 hits and a ribby. Teddy Holmes had 2 hits, and that's that. Congratulations to the Americans. Keep pushing on that. Now we go to the USSSA Rec State. The Knights take on Westfield. The Rocks win 23-21. Just edged out the Knights just a bit there. Emmerich Johnson leads the way with 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Bo Shoemaker had 4 hits, 3 ribbies. Axe Horn, that's the best name in baseball. I will say that till the day I am no longer doing this. Axe Horn, 4 hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Boston Metzinger had 4 hits. Brecken Shepard, 3 hits, 3 ribbies, and a homer. Kobe Market, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Woo! Rhett Moore with a double, and Grayson Ellis and Leo Moran with a triple each. Then the Knights take on the Smithville Scrappers, and you know what? That was going to be a game. We knew that way back from Popcan. The Scrappers and the Knights always give us a good game. Scrappers edge out the Knights 19-17. Kobe Market, though, leads the way. 4 hits, 5 RBIs, a double, and a home run. That's an almost cycle right there. Denny Baker, 4 hits, 3 ribbies, a double, and 2 home runs. That's another almost cycle. And for the hat trick, Bo Shoemaker, 4 hits, 3 ribbies, a double, and a triple. That is another almost cycle. Axe Horn, 4 hits and a ribby. Emmerich Johnson had a double. Daxton Chamberlain with a double. Then the Knights take on TBD. Denny Baker, 3 hits, 4 ribbies, a double, triple, home run. And that's the cycle. That's the cycle right there. Rhett Moore, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a double, and a triple. That's an almost cycle. And then Boston Metzinger, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, a triple. Axe Horn, he got a 3 doubles. That's very impressive. Very impressive. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and 3 doubles. Emmerich Johnson, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 doubles, and Brecken Shepard with a double. Then the Knights take on the Nighthawks. So, what is a Nighthawk exactly? Is a Nighthawk like a bird with armor? Like, is that what it does? I don't know. I know. Kids, I'm a little crazy. I've had a little too much coffee. And it's all, I'm not going to sleep tonight. You got to cut off the caffeine at 2:00. Listen to your parents. Nighthawks win 21-9. Emmerich Johnson had 3 hits, a ribby, and a double. Axe Horn with 3 hits and a double. Kobe Market, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, a triple, and a homer. Callum Nodley had 2 hits, a ribby, and a triple. Denny Baker and Leo Moran each had a double. The Knights go 1-3 on the weekend. Now we move over to a little basketball. Basketball like that. That's my go-to in basketball. No wonder I'm terrible. The Valley Elite take on the Showtime. The Elite win 44-28. Jackson Power, 12 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Blake McGalley, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block. Rhett Thoman, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. That's a double-double right there. And Lucas Sapp added 10 rebounds as well. Then Valley Elite take on the IBC Sharpshooters. That's right, the Root Beer Sharpshooters. The Sharpshooters do win 51-40. Rhett Thoman had 13 points, 11 rebounds, a steal, and a block. Yet again, another double. Almost forgot that other double. Jackson Power, 11 points, 2 rebounds, and a block. And Oliver Thompson with 11 rebounds. Then the Elite take on the IBC 2033 team. Valley Elite win 44-11. Ford Cornelius leads the way. He got a cycle. 8 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block. Jackson Power had 7 points, 3 assists, and a block. Rhett Thoman had 7 points, 8 rebounds, a steal, and a block. And then the Valley Elite take on the Rising Stars from Louisville. The Stars win 40-19. Jackson Power had 10 points, 4 rebounds, and a steal. Oliver Thompson, 5 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks. The Elite go 2-2 on the week. Now we move to some softball action. We got the 8U All-Stars. We got a new team on the roster, the Park Heritage Wolves. This is some coaches' notes. The Wolves went 0-3 against Plainfield, Clay County, and Cascade, but they had 5 players go 500 or better. Cora Swaim, Caroline Wittenmeyer, Bristol Kleps, Harlow Simmons, and Henley Lear, all 500 or better. And I'm going to sweeten the deal right there. Cora Swaim went 6 for 6 on the weekend. Congratulations. And then, once again, thank you for sending those stats, Coach. Appreciate it. I know the kids will too. Now we move over to Clay County. They take on the Cascade Cadets. The Cadets get the victory 13-0. Bree Sorrell, Anna Moore, Emmy Huffman, and Reagan Hemsweiler all with hits. Then we take on Park Heritage. The Knights win 7-6. Anna Moore led the way. 2 hits, 2 ribbies, and a triple. My daughter got a triple. I love my daughter. She runs like a semi. She didn't get dad's speed. She got mom's. So her getting a triple is like groundbreaking. Bree Sorrell and Lainey Reese, 2 hits and a ribby. Izzy Holmes and Noah Pettiford with 2 hits. Emmy Huffman, and Aubrey Ovsansky a hit and a ribby. Then the Knights take on Avon. Avon wins. I can't say there is it Orioles. Is that the thing? Orioles 13-2. I can barely spell it. So Anna Moore and Izzy Holmes had a hit and a ribby. The Knights go 1-2 on the weekend. We have 8U travel softball. The Warriors, the last hoorah tournament. The Warriors start off against Outcast. Outcast wins 13-10. Nora Thiemann and Lily Lumpson, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. Addison Peters had 3 hits and 2 ribbies. Delaney Wilson, 3 hits, a double, and a triple. Hadley Pearson with 3 hits, and Olivia Goda with 2. Then the Warriors take on Cloverdale. Cloverdale wins 8-2. Braylon Barong had a hit and a ribby. Then the Warriors take on Shakamak. The Warriors win 17-6. Lily Lumpson led the way. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Hadley Pearson and Braylon Barong with 3 hits and a ribby. Delaney Wilson, 3 hits and a double. Addison Peters, 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Luna Siddons and Olivia Goda with 2 hits and a ribby. Emery Fields and Kennedy Kiefer with 2 hits. Then the last game of the weekend, Warriors take on Cloverdale again. The Cloverdale Clovers edge out the Warriors by 1 point, 24-23. Braylon Barong, yet again, 4 hits, 3 I said rebounds. Correction. RBIs. I'm just going to spell it out because I just can't talk today. And a double. Hadley Pearson, 4 hits, 2 RBIs. Delaney Wilson had 4 hits, a ribby, and 2 doubles. Lily Lumpson and Nora Thiemann had a 4H, had 4 hits and a ribby. Addison Peters, 3 hits and 3 RBIs. And Luna Siddons with 3 hits. The Warriors go 1-3 on the weekend. Now, moving on back to CYL, our Chaos team, the 11U Chaos, USSSA Rec State Champions. Congratulations to those young men. They start off against the Fishers Rails. It's an interesting name. Chaos shut them out, 14-0. Reed Robinson led the way, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Parker Haslett had 2 hits and 2 ribbies. Jack Dirth, 2 hits and a double. Ethan Beasley added a double, and Liam Fabre with a double. Parker Haslett had 4 strikeouts on the mound. Then the Chaos take on SCBR All-Stars. I don't even know where that's at. Chaos win 11-3. Reed Robinson yet again leads the way. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, 2 doubles. I tried to hold up 2, realized I was holding the pin, so apologies. 2 doubles there. Gannon Sturley had 3 hits. Cruz Shepard, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. Liam Fabre, 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Wyatt Tabler, 2 hits, a ribby, and a double. And on the mound, Wyatt Tabler, 3 strikeouts. Then Chaos take on Seymour All-Stars. Chaos wins 10-5. Cruz Shepard with 2 hits. Correction, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Reed Robinson, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Parker Haslett with 2 hits, and Wyatt Tabler added a double. Parker Haslett with 4 strikeouts on the mound. Chaos then take on Shelby County Sliders. I really want some White Castle now. Sliders, baby. Chaos win 3-2. Reed Robinson, a 1 hit, 2 RBIs, and a home run. And he had 3 strikeouts on the mound. The Chaos go 4-0 on the week. They are the champions. And Jeremy Dirth, I will get your article. He wrote a nice article. Totally did not get it added to the lineup. So tomorrow I will add Jeremy Dirth, the viewpoint of a proud father, proud coach for the Chaos. Now we move to the Knights 9U. Let me move over. Better there. The 9U state champions, baby. USSSA Rec State champions, the 9U Knights. They first start off the weekend against the Westfield Rocks. The Knights win 25-5. Emerson Sinclair led the way, 3 hits and 2 doubles. Colton Coley had 2 hits, 2 ribbies, and 2 doubles. Rhett Blair, 2 hits, a ribby, and a double. And Sinclair had 4 strikeouts on the mound. Then the Knights take on those Fishers Rails. Knights shut them out big time, 30-0. You heard that right, 30-0. Kyler Keith led the way with 2 hits and 4 ribbies. Lincoln Powell, 2 hits, 3 ribbies, a double, and a triple. That's an almost cycle right there. Emerson Sinclair, 2 hits, 3 ribbies, and a double. And then Dawson Mason and Kyler Keith with 3 strikeouts. Then the Knights take on Seymour. Knights win yet again with a shutout, 12-0. Emerson Sinclair, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Dawson Mason had 2 hits and a ribby. Kyler Keith and Rhett Blair a hit and a ribby. Emerson Sinclair with 2 strikeouts. He also pitched a no-hitter this game. Congratulations to that young man. Then the Knights take on the Wallen All-Stars. The Knights win 12-4. Colton Coley, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Dawson Mason, Lincoln Powell, and Emerson Sinclair, 2 hits and a ribby. Colton Coley and Dawson Mason with a strikeout each. Then the Knights take on the Shelby County Cubs. Knights shut out the Cubs 10-0. Colin Hill had a hit and 2 RBIs. Mason and Landon Pestoff, a hit, a ribby, and a double. Sinclair with a hit and a ribby, and Drake Pettiford with a double. They are the champs. Yes, they are. Congratulations. Now we move on to the 10U Junior Knights. They're at Rec State as well. The Knights take on Westfield. They win 29-4. Garrett Tabler had 3 hits and 4 ribbies. Easton Herbert, 3 hits and 3 ribbies. Lucas Harrison, 3 hits, an RBI, and a double. Dalton DeWig, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, a double, and a triple. And Wyatt Hayes with a double. Hudson Madsen with 4 strikeouts on the mound. Then the Knights take on Wallen White. It sounds like a bad country singer, Wallen White. But Wallen White wins just barely, 5-4. Dalton DeWig, 2 hits, an RBI, and a triple. And Garrett Tabler with 4 strikeouts. The Knights then take on Plainfield, and they win 13-1. Wyatt Hayes with 3 hits, 3 RBIs. And then Landon Szabo had 2 hits and an RBI. Lucas Harrison, 2 hits, a double, and a triple. Easton Herbert had 2 hits, and Garrett Tabler with 4 strikeouts. Then the Knights take on Seymour. Seymour wins 7-5. Lucas Harrison, 2 hits and a double. A.J. Johnson with 2 ribbies, and Jackson Pestoff records a hit and a ribby. Pestoff had 1 strikeout on the mound. They go 2-2 on the week. Congratulations. Moving on. Let me find my tab. There it is. CCSL 10U went to the Plainfield All-Star Shootout. There's the picture. They got runner-up. They start off the week against Avon. The Orioles win 9-7. Chloe Hoskins and Maisie Maurer had a ribby apiece. Hoskins had 4 strikeouts on the mound. Then they take on the Martinsville Artesians. The Knights win 14-1. Avery Weichel, Elena Rissler, Ashlyn Bowman, and Emma Crowther had a hit. And then Chloe Hoskins, 5 strikeouts. Then they take on Southmont to begin tournament play. The Knights edge out Southmont 5-4. Avery Weichel had a hit, a ribby, and a double. Elena Rissler with a hit and a ribby, and Emma Crowther with a double. Chloe Hoskins, 11 strikeouts. Then we see Cloverdale challenge the Knights, and we had to go to, I call it overtime. See if we call it extra innings, but I think it's called the international inning or something. I don't know. It threw me off. I go back to overtime because I can't. My brain power doesn't allow that. Knights win 4-3. Chloe Hoskins had 11 strikeouts to win the game and advance to the championship where they faced Avon. The Orioles do win 10-3. Mabry Haviland with the lone hit. Chloe Hoskins had 9 strikeouts. The Knights go 3-2 on the week. And now the 14U All-Stars for CCSL. They went to Edinburgh and went to the USFA Nationals. They won the championship, baby. They are the champs. I don't have a picture of it because I forgot to add it. But you're gonna find out at the end of this segment. I made a bet with them, and they're holding me to the bet. They start off against the Red Storm. The Knights win 19-3. Madeline Pridemore had 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and a double. Lily Elliott, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and a double. Levin Gotzi, 2 hits, 3 ribbies, and a double. Cadence Hamilton and Carly McCoy each had a double. Levin Gotzi with 5 strikeouts. Then they face Center Grove. Knights win 6-3. Pridemore had 2 hits and a ribby. Sophie Snyder had a hit and a ribby. Levin Gotzi had 8 strikeouts. Then they faced the Red Storm yet again. The Knights win 7-3. Madeline Pridemore had a hit, a ribby, and a double. Carly McCoy had a hit and a ribby. Levin Gotzi with 6 strikeouts. Then the championship, Clay County, Center Grove. Knights win 11-3. Lily Elliott, 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Emma Woolery, 2 hits, a ribby, and a double. Mara Moore had 2 hits and a ribby. Levin Gotzi, 6 strikeouts. Now, the bet I made, if you listen to their podcast when they were on here after they won state, I said if they won nationals, they could wax my legs. So yeah, I got to get my legs waxed. Does it hurt? That's question one. And yeah, but anyway, tomorrow night we will live stream it here in the diner. I'm going to get my legs waxed, and Kyle McCoy is going to get his beard shaved. I'm just glad I didn't have to shave my beard. I'd rather wax my legs because I can wear pants. You can't. What's he going to do? Wear a mask? I don't know. So tune in for that tomorrow night. I'm not looking forward to it, but we're going to have fun. It'll be entertaining. I may not have fun, but at least it's going to be entertaining for y'all. Then the 12U went where that playing field for the All-Star Shootout. They took on Martinsville to start the week off. The Knights won 4-1. Lindley Brashears, Leah Modisett, Avery Hoskins a hit and a ribby. Avery Hoskins had 7 strikeouts. Then they take on Plainfield. The Knights win 8-3. Avery Hoskins 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Chloe Chenoweth 2 hits, a ribby and a double. And Abby Skaggs a hit and a ribby. Avery Hoskins with 2 strikeouts. Then the Knights take on Plainfield. The Quakers do win 10-8. Laney Hughes led the way. 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and a double. Paisley King had 2 hits. Excuse me. Addie Bedwell a hit and a ribby, and Avery Hoskins and Hadley Rowe had a double each. Chloe Chenoweth had a strikeout. Now we have a new team. New team alert. The Indiana Canes 15U. They were in South Bend this weekend. Excuse me. First they take on Rhino 15U. The Canes win 7-5. Brody Burkle had 2 hits and a double. Hunter Frame had a hit and a ribby. Darren Grubb had 5 strikeouts. Then the Canes take on the Detroit Prospects. The Canes win 6-1. David Moody had a hit, a ribby, and a double. Easton Thomas had a double as well. Colton Wood with 5 strikeouts. The Canes then take on Maple City Baseball. Where somebody tell me where Maple City's at. I want to say Canada, but probably not. The Canes shut them out 6-0. So if they're from Canada, you lost. Long drive home. Sean Wilson, 3 hits. Jack Stafford, 2 hits. And David Moody had a double. Carson Norris with 3 strikeouts. Then the Canes take on the Springfield Shamrocks. The Canes win 9-7. Carson Norris led the way with 2 hits and 2 ribbies. Brody Burkle had a hit and 2 RBIs. David Moody had a double. And then on the pitching side of things, Easton Thomas for strikeouts. Then the Canes take on M-Town. Where's M-Town? Point that out on the map, too. M-Town wins 9-2. Carson Norris with 2 hits. Darren Grubb had a hit and a ribby, and David Moody had a double. Brody Burkle had 5 strikeouts. The Canes went 4-1 on the week. That's a lot. Thank you to everybody that submitted stats, got me on their Game Changer. It's much appreciated. But now it is time for my favorite part of the show. Woo! This week's power performers are Will Innan from Post 2, David Moody from the Indiana Canes, Jackson Pierce from Post 346, Alan Ramirez from Post 501, Kobe Market, baby, from the 6U Mighty Knights, Krieg Moore for the 7U Knights, River Compton for the 8U Knights, Emerson Sinclair for the 9U Knights, Dalton DeWig for the 10U Knights, Reed Robinson for the Chaos, Anna Moore from the 8U All-Stars, Delaney Wilson for the 8U Warriors, Chloe Hoskins for the 10U All-Stars, Avery Hoskins for the 12U All-Stars, Madeline Pridemore for the 14U All-Stars, and Rhett Thoman for the Valley Elite. Congratulations. Keep pushing. But I have one more thing. We've had some people, very generous people, donate some gift cards. So we're doing something for the power performers this week. We have a $25 Visa gift card. We're going to be spinning and giving out to one lucky winner. I have all the power performers on my pinwheel of fun. We will be spinning. Let me pull it up. There we go. I have 2 cameras up if you didn't know. All right. Spin the win. We'll see who wins the gift card. Thank you to the people that have donated to this. We have a couple more, and we'll be doing this once a week until it runs out. So thank you to once again to these generous folks. And here we go. Oh, yeah, I got to click the right button. Rhett Thoman, congratulations. You won a $25 Visa gift card. Please reach out and we will get this to you. And now let me figure out this out. I'm not a tech guy. Ooh, I don't want that. All right. So thank you to everybody. Thank you for tuning in. That does it for this week's edition of the Chowdown. We will be back next week. Once again, we want to expand our territory. We want to keep growing. So please reach out. We're on Game Changer. Send us stats. Please reach out. We have a podcast dropping Wednesday. It is the president of the CYL, Brady Shoemaker, and the tournament director of Michael Medeiros. They'll be talking about the pop can. So that's what will be going on this Wednesday. And I leave you with this. We have the highlight reel. So we'll see you next week. Take care. Keep pushing.